Yo, what is going on, people, man? This is Naf Music here, and as you've seen in the title again, I'm gonna be doing my top 10 shows of this year. So it's concerts, festivals, bar gigs, club stuff, anything. My top 10, and this one is gonna involve everything which happened this year that I attended. I don't care if you went to it and I didn't. It's about what I went to, and it's not gonna be in order of hits online. It's gonna be what I enjoy, and yeah, let's go. Okay, so at number 10 it is Mostack on the Stacko tour. Yes, the Stacko tour, and this was when he was in Nottingham, and this was amazing, man. I mean, I wasn't sure about how it was gonna be, but the queue was just huge when I got there, and it was just awesome. I mean, when I got inside, it was loud because I hadn't been there since Stormzy back in 2017. So this was amazing, I think. And not even that, you know, Mostack was sick. You know, all of the songs he done, wild, everything else. You know what I mean? It was sick. The Dappy thing he did, and his other ones were just great. There was even a moment where a guy did a backflip in one of the mosh pit circle things. It was awesome. Also, the support acts. Those guys were sick as well. There was Jiggs from North London. He was alright, but Trinity Square, you know, they were the local support acts, and they were just brilliant. Honestly, amazing. They really got the crowd going at the beginning, and it was just fantastic, I think. And hopefully Trinity Square gets better, and hopefully I get to see Mostack again because he was sick, innit? Okay, so at 9 we have someone who you probably haven't really heard of, maybe, and this is Amine. Yes, Amine's Tour Point 5. This was just brilliant, I think, because I remember I was going up to visit my uni, and then when I was coming down, I was gonna go to a show like the next day. Crazy, and I got there a bit late, so I would have missed support acts if there were any. I'm not even sure, but I got there, had my rucksack, I was knackered. I just edited a video, got down to West London, and when I got inside, man, honestly, I was on the upper deck, but the crowd was just crazy, man. It was ridiculous. So it really got me going. My team lost that day as well, which sucks, but unimportant. Anyways, it was just brilliant, I think. You know, the crowd there was good before Amine got on. Even Westwood was on the same bit I was on some reason why. It wasn't like a special bit, he was just there. Yeah, I didn't say it either, I should have, but anyways, man, it was just brilliant. Also, Amine, when he came on, he was really cool. He had this kind of trappy style, and it was just nice. Songs were all really good. He even brought out a Spice Girl for his song Spice Girl, which was sick. And then at the end, he, you know, takes off his shirt, goes and meets some of the fans who were near the front on the bottom stalls bit. And yeah, man, Amine, very, very underrated act, and hopefully, at least in this country, he'll grow, hopefully, yeah. Okay, so at number 8 we have Wireless Festival 2019, and this was a nice one. I mean, one of my family friends, he went as well, but he was more with his friends, and you know me, I like to just do that one. For this one, I had a VIP thing which was sick, but not even that, man. I mean, as soon as I got there, you know, it was a bit iffy because I was a little kind of, not early, but I was there at like a good time, and I was thinking, you know, because sometimes in the morning I'm a bit, but as soon as I got to the Pepsi Max stage, and Tim Westwood was doing a set thing, he was just brilliant, man. The crowd was brilliant. And then afterward, Deno came, and Driz was my favorite guy on the day. I think Driz overall, he was fantastic. You know, done a few of his songs. He even brought out AJ. Hamzaa was on beat with him as well. Not even that, there was Sheck and Mabel, obviously, everyone knows that one. And the headline guy was Travis. Well, he was pretty good, but I still preferred, you know, the UK guy, all the UK guy, you know, Deno. In fact, there was a Cadet tribute as well, because obviously Cadet passed away earlier this year, sadly. So he was meant to be on, but obviously he died. So rather than scrapping his set, they did a tribute section where his DJ was on, his mum gave a little tribute and all sorts. It was awesome. I loved it so much. And who else was there? Oh god. Oh yeah, still Bangles, he wasn't too bad. Mostack was there as well, he was pretty good. Oh yeah, Skepta was the surprise act on the Saturday. The only day I went, by the way, Saturday. Yeah, Skepta was the surprise guest act. He was good, and for That's Not Me, he brought out JME, his brother, and that was wicked as well. Yeah, too much to talk about, man. Wireless was just brilliant, and that's probably my last one as well, but yeah, sick. Okay, at number 7 we have Ed Sheeran and Ipswich, and this one was a bit of a risky one in the sense that I had just done Reading 2019 Friday and Saturday only. I had the 2-day tickets for that one, but then the next day I went up with my sister to see Ed Sheeran in Ipswich, his hometown, and this was really good, man. I mean, there were several support acts. The first one were these guys from one of the East Anglia counties, I don't know. They said they were like a introducing thing. They were up, and then afterwards was Lewis Capaldi. He was funny, he was awesome, man. He was sick. I like him. And then after that was a rock group from the noughties called The Darkness. Yeah, they were pretty good as well. They even were able to wear someone's tank top as well from the crowd as well. I thought that was interesting. And then afterwards was Ed Sheeran, and he was his usual kind of nice, humble self, and just his loop thing and his guitar. He was really good as well. All the songs, the best one he did, obviously, You Need Me, I Don't Need You, and it was just a great way to end it, man. And it was just a lovely time being there, and I'm glad it went, because I was a bit skeptical, thinking, you know, I've done 2 days of the fest, now I'm going up to Ipswich. It's long, but it was fully worth it, and my sister enjoyed it too. Yeah, it was sick. Okay, so at number 6 we have AJ Tracy, his world tour. Yes, AJ Tracy's world tour, and I saw him obviously in London, well in Brixton, London, and at the O2 there, and he was pretty awesome, man. He, like I've said that for everyone, but he was just great, man. I mean, first it was Young Fume opening, and Young Fume was alright, you know, he was pretty good. But AJ Tracy, because I got his whole album, AJ Tracy self-titled, with the main track, his home area in West London, Ladbroke Grove, and I had everything from the album beforehand, and it was just fantastic hearing every song live. There were some older ones which I knew about already, Butterflies, which was alright. In fact, speaking of which, he brought out Notes for Butterflies, he brought out Mostack, and he also brought out Dave for Thiago Silva, and that was just brilliant. There was other stuff. Brought back one of his older songs which wasn't on his recent album, and I just loved it, man. I mean, it was just a brilliant day, night. And I even tried to go to the after party, but I didn't want to cash any money out, which I don't regret, because I was able to get home and do the video. Anyways, yeah, man, that was awesome. Okay, so next up I have Reading Festival 2019, Friday and Saturday. Those 2 days were just amazing. I nearly was trying to sell my Friday ticket because I had work, obviously, but I took leave to go to it only for 1 day, obviously, and it was just really awesome, man. I mean, I got there, man, and it was just nice, usual sunny weather. It was really good. There was comedians doing things in their tent. There was Charlie XCX on the main stage at the beginning, and obviously the one extra tent is like my favorite one, and there were a few good people there as well. But I mean, the main person though on Friday has to be Santan Dave. Santan Dave was just brilliant, man. Because I'd seen him earlier this year, before that, and he was good there too. But this time he was once again great. You know, he did all the songs. He even brought fan on the stage. A guy called Jams. You know, and Jams, the fan was awesome as well, man. I did promote his thing, and he went from 1K to 8K, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, that was great, man. That was really, really, really sick. Also, I saw the Alex from Glasgow guy who was Thiago Silva guy from the Glasgow thing earlier. He was there too. Oh yeah, Freo was on as well. He was pretty good. He had his own set. Saw the Major of 1975. Well, obviously I couldn't see all of them, or else I would have missed Dave. But I got a bit of that. There were so many good people on Friday, man. It was sick. And then going on to Saturday. Saturday was brilliant as well. So I got there a little late, but I caught AJ Tracy, and as I mentioned in the last bits, I saw AJ at Brixton as well, but he was on the main stage for Reading Festival Equal, man. It was sick. And then afterwards, man, the star of Saturday for me, you know, it's Billie Eilish. She, being a teenager, performing in front of all those people, man, she was just amazing. All of her tunes, because at that point I'd heard of her, but I didn't know her stuff that well. But I heard she was good, so I thought to myself I would see if she was good or not, and she did not disappoint at all, man. She was just really, you know, calm and collected, really did a thing. The crowd did much for some of her songs, you know. It was really, really cool, and I'm glad I was in a good spot, and I became more of a fan, and yeah, that was good. Also on Saturday, the guy who was the main headliner was Post Malone, and he was obviously good. I've seen him 2 years before at Wireless 2018 and 2017, and he was obviously really, really, really sick, doing all of his songs. The one which sticks out to me the most is Goodbyes, and also Congratulations, you know, very, very good songs. And there was other stuff too, Honcho, there was Dappy as well. I forgot Dappy, he was brilliant on Friday, but then Saturday Honcho was good. You know, there were several people I could name, but yeah, man, sadly I missed H and Slow Tie because I was obviously doing the vlog for the other day, and then I had a tiny bit of sleep, and then I just got ready, showered, all that stuff, and then I went. So I missed H and Slow Tap for that one, which I was good about. But yeah, man, Jake, and I missed the Bowling Pursuit, the rock band from the States. I was good about that as well, but yeah. Okay, this next one's number 4 is one you may have heard of if you go to my uni, and this was the DBE Festival 2019 in Leicester, Leicestershire. First ever festival it's done, and if you don't know DBE, it's like a techno slash drum and bass event thing, and they do things mainly in Loughborough. Give away shit. They do things mainly there, and they do things sometimes down in London and a thing in Croatia sometimes, but it's mainly an East Midland thing, and it's really cool how they branched out to doing a festival. And this festival was really, really sick, and wow, man, honestly, like, I just went to every single tent. I saw some students who had graduated. I saw some obviously who were still there who I hadn't seen. I saw other guys, you know, and I went to every tent. You know, the main DJs, I'll say Andy C and Artwork. You know, Andy C was brilliant. Molly Collins was really, really good. My friend VRD was good. This other guy, you know, Benji was sick. You know, there were many, many guys I could like name, but it was just a lovely day, and I'm glad it didn't rain, and it was just great. The only thing I didn't like was obviously that little security mix-up, but obviously I can't really hate on the event because of one shit for brain, can I? Anyways, yeah, man, that was sick. Okay, so at number 3 we have Dave, Psychodrama Tour, and I saw him when he came to Brixton, to London, and Dave was brilliant. And this was like straight after work. I mean, obviously I did get set up as meant to be like a concert day thing, but that doesn't matter. I still enjoyed it, and it was just really nice. It started off with Birmingham MC Jaykea opening, doing a few tunes, and Capaldi, he brings out someone who I don't know who they are, but that was all cool. And then it went on to Dave, and Dave did songs from his album Psychodrama, which is what the tour's for, and he did some songs from his 6th Pops EP from way back, and from his project in between that. He did a few songs there as well, and this tune, the tour, was amazing. He bought out a few people. For example, he bought out Burna Boy for Location. He bought out AJ Tracy for Tiago Silva. That was always gonna happen. He bought out Freo for Funky Friday. He he bought out Mostack, and it was just a really lovely night. Then he does track them near the beginning, then he does track them at the end. There was Black as well, and there were obviously all of the songs, you know. It was really good, and man, I went on to see Dave at Reading, as I mentioned, and he just never disappoints, that man. Big yourself up, man. Big yourself up. At number 2, we have, of course, well, I say of course, but we have Skepta on the Ignorance is Bliss tour. As I was in uni, I didn't see him in London, so I saw him in Birmingham, the nearest thing I could see him at, and he was just brilliant, man. He was great. His guests were great. His support acts were good. In fact, I'll go for support act. His support act was a Shorty BBK, who did reply to one of my stories all the way back in 2017. I did like a funny story using one of his songs, and he liked it. So then 2 years later, I'm seeing him live. Shorty, he was sick. Shorty brings out Jammer and a few Boy Better Know people. That was awesome. And then after that was the New York drill artist Pop Smoke, who some of you might know from his song Welcome to the Party, and the remix with Skepta as well. That was really good. His DJ was proper into it, like, you know, trying to get the crowd going, and Pop Smoke himself was awesome, I thought. And then Skepta, man, Skepta. I mean, Skepta was, well, he was just obviously Skepta. He was sick. He did songs from obviously his album Ignorance is Bliss, and he did a few songs from Konnichiwa, his previous album as well, and it was just really good, man. I just loved all of it, man. It was great, man. Honestly, like, I remember I had done morning runs, and honestly, I sweated more in that O2 Academy Birmingham because of mosh pits and stuff than I did from my training that day. It was just hectic. It was crazy, man. It was brilliant. He had a few guests, so obviously his guests were, for his song Love Me Not, obviously Billie and Sheb Rabi, two kind of fairly unknown guys. Sheb Rabi's up and coming. Billie has been, I guess, in the garage scene for ages, because obviously Love Me Not's a garage tune. And then Skepta, obviously, well, That's Not Me. In my mind, I'm thinking he's gonna bring on Jamie as he did Wireless earlier, but instead, on the day, obviously it being Birmingham, he brings out Jaykea to do a verse on the That's Not Me, and he also brings out Nate Smalls at the end. You know, NAF, Nate. He brings out Nate Smalls at the end, and oh my god, it was just a lovely night. I asked a few people the questions and stuff, and as usual, everyone loves it. And yeah, man, Skepta, man, you're just fucking awesome, bro. Okay, so now these are the honorable mentions, and the first honorable mention goes to Drake Assassination Vacation Tour. And you're probably thinking, how can Drake not be in the top 10? Because it's my list. Yeah, anyways, yeah, so Drake was pretty good. I was on one of the upper bits, and it was just really nice. This was, by the way, in London, the O2 Arena there, so the biggest one there. This was just, whew. Drake was really good. That was the night J Hus got freed from prison, so he brought out J Hus, and everyone was like, oh my god, J Hus. Yeah, he done obviously some older songs, you know, some older ones, newer ones. He did a mixture of stuff. It was really good. He performed really well, and I was just so grateful that I was able to go to it. Yeah, that ticket, I didn't even pay for it as well, so thank God for that. The next honorable mention is Mahalia for her Love and Compromise album tour, and that was great. You know, I saw it with some of my friends. and her friend, whatever, sister, yeah, all of that stuff. And Mahalia was just really good, man, because I remember I saw her the year before this year, and she was brilliant then, and this time round, she was even better, and she had a full-on band, and there was all sorts going on. Yeah, she looked really good as well, and she was just doing a thing. Obviously, the only sad thing was there were songs from her previous work before her album that she didn't do, which I was slightly upset with, but like overall I thought it was still a really good show. My friends obviously enjoyed it as well. And also Hamzaa, her support act was sick, obviously. Well, I say obviously, I didn't know who Hamzaa was before, and Hamzaa really did her thing, man. So yeah, man, big up Mahalia and Hamzaa. Okay. Now, at number 1, it is Jiggs, the tour, the 2019 tour. Jiggs, man. Jiggs in Nottingham. This was brilliant, I mean, and the reason why it was number 1 is obviously it was the best one for me, as well as that. For this one, I thought it was going to be one of those ones where it's fairly good, but I didn't think I was going to be overwhelmed, but I knew it would be good, but I didn't expect it to be that good. It was just so great as well. I remember my skepticism being confirmed when I saw the queue was a lot smaller than when I saw Mostack. However, the openers as well as him were just all really good. So it starts off with Tiny Boost, an MC from FC London, and he recently got released from prison after spending years in jail, so that was nice for him. And then after that was Miss Banks, so she did her thing. And then after that was Ambush. Ambush was awesome, man. Ambush even brought out Miss Banks again. And then I didn't expect this. He got Chipmunk for the jumpy tune. I didn't expect the Chipmunk to bother coming all the way to London, but he did though. I love that so much, man. That was so fucking sick. And then after Ambush was Sneakbo. Sneakbo obviously is amazing. He had his Brixton album out last year, and he did a few songs there, and it was really nice, man. And he just really got the crowd going, the best out of all the openers, I think. And then after that was Charlie Sloth, man. I'm not making any of this up, man. Next was Charlie Sloth. Charlie Sloth was just really good on the deck. You know, played some bangers, you know, kept everyone entertained. Obviously, Nathan Nectar, he was the host, he did his thing as well. But then Jiggs, man. Jiggs. Wow, he was just, what can I say, I mean, he came out, you know, did his tunes, some from his project Warm to Them, and some older ones as well, man. He was, I don't even, what can I really say, man? He was sick, man, you know, not shy at all, man. It was all good, man. But I remember from one of the mosh pits, I was relatively-ish close to the front, not at the front, but close to the front. Then I got on the mosh pit, and that took me all the way to the back of where the event was. Then I went in the mosh pit, another one, and I went all the way to like one of the sides. And it was, I love it so much, man. Even the calmer ones like The Essence as well, that was good too. And obviously KMT, you know, that one was nice, you know, KMT. Oh yeah, Man Don't Care was one with the mosh pit action, and there were other ones too. And then he finishes it all off with Whipping Excursion, which obviously was just fantastic. It was crazy, man. Everyone else who was performing comes on stage. Even Bizzle was on stage, and he didn't even perform, and that was just really good, man. And I was loving it so much, man. Excursion and all that, you know, it was just so good. And I asked a few people afterwards what they thought of it. Everyone was loving it, man. Even afterwards, a few people got, you know, a few of them got a bit crazy and stuff and all that, man. And that was just a fantastic work and the list of shows I've been to this year, 2019. And yeah, that was good. Okay, that is the list of shows I went to. They were all good, they were brilliant. Obviously there's some ones as well which were nice as well, you know. Yeah, Boiler Room and all that, you know, all of that, you know, that was sick, and other things too, and Set the Sound. And yeah, yeah, it was just brilliant, man. I expected it to be good and it was great, but when it actually hits you and it's fantastic, it's just like, yes, man. I even saw Osh as well, obviously the guy, you know, who did the My Year tune, one of the things which didn't make the list. And yeah, man, all I can really say now is, you know, subscribe. Yeah, and if you want to see the videos, they're all, yeah, there. And also check out the Patreon. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, man, I'm done.